nobody is unique anymore. Is it just me, or is everybody, including myself, afraid to unapologetically be ourselves? We change the way we walk, talk, act, and dress just to fit in, and we laugh or shame on those that don't. We don't think for ourselves anymore. Think about it. When was the last time you truly thought for yourself? There wasn't someone else's influence in that thought. You did something because you truly wanted to. And this plague of being like everyone else is everywhere. You go on your YouTube homepage and what do you see? 99% of the thumbnails are the same. Bright colors, exaggerated facial expressions, the titles are the same, the editing is the same. Go onto Instagram, you see the filters, same makeup, same content. Snapchat, everyone sends the same photo of their roof or the sky or their forehead. Go to school, everyone speaks the same, acts the same. And this is a huge problem. Today, I need to be hella productive, because just like my parents neglect the middle child, I've been neglecting my homework. I've just got this small list of things to get done. That's probably a bit too small. I've just got this medium-sized list of things to get done. I've got to edit a video, make a chord chart for my music assignment, and then probably gonna go buy a book. And a little tip I learned from Ali Abdal, I think it was, is that the location of where you do your work can increase or decrease your product. Decrease? Decrease. I don't know. It can increase or decrease your productivity. So before I get started with my work, I reckon I'm gonna head out to maybe the library to get this all done. I'm gonna go. And this is a huge problem because think how boring life would be if everyone was just the same. Nothing would happen, we'd go nowhere. And unique people are a dying breed. I mean, that's a bit exaggerated, but you gotta understand me here. I look up to people like Kanye West and Donald Glover because they are unapologetically themselves. Both Kanye West and Donald Glover don't let others define who they are, which, I mean, you gotta respect that. I think people are afraid to be themselves because of a fear of rejection or not being included. Am I right? That's why you change how you act on a first date, because you don't want the other person to think that you're crazy. So that song that I made for music a while ago. Yeah, that one. I need to make a chord chart on paper for that. Then I also have to finish editing this video, and I also need to set my goals for this month. Okay, I just gotta take it one step at a time. And there is a good chance that you are also a victim of this. The topic of the video, that is. It's so easy to be the same as everyone else that I bet you probably fall in the trap of acting and doing the same things that other people do. Like, think really hard about this. What makes you different to everyone else? Okay, so I finished the edit, I finished the chord chart thing, so now all that's left to do is go out and buy a book. The reason why I'm buying a book is because I got this gift voucher. This if it's gonna, there we go. This voucher for $30. So I'll probably go buy a book. Transition. No, I'm still here. Oh, my lenses. Whoa.
With moonlight on the river, saying my goodbye. With moonlight on the river, everybody died.
So I actually don't know what book I'm gonna get. Luckily last night I asked my Discord server what book I should get, so we'll read through those now. Okay, so Joe Biden said Ikigai. I've got Relentless by Tim, Don't Believe Everything You Think, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Everything That Remains, the Bible, oh yeah, The Artist's Way, 48 Laws of Power. You know what, I reckon I'll just get whatever Ryan Holiday book there is. Yeah, so I ended up getting Ryan Holiday this book because I don't know, honestly don't know why I got this one. No one even mentioned it, but yeah. So what's the solution to this unique problem? A lot of the time I try so hard to fit in that I change who I am. I become someone else to complement the people I'm around. I hate doing it, but if I don't, you think anyone's gonna want to hang out with this guy? Not me. A few years back, I had a friend that would always say Baba Booey, and I was around him so much that even I started to say it. Even though I had no idea why he was saying it, what it was from, and what it even means. I think we just have to be more comfortable being ourselves, because then that will help us in making real friends and real connections. Of course, it's so easy to copy what other people do, right? Like the way people act and speak. But you gotta think to yourself, is what I'm doing right now really something that I do? So I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write an outro for this episode, but all I wrote was, so I was supposed to write, okay, that's probably enough. Goodbye.